Aurora home, or?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Making your escape where it's quieter than.
Yes. A friend of mine's really sick, and I went to her. She had an appointment Friday with a transplant surgeon. So I came out Thursday. And now back home.
Gotcha. Well, it's nice of you to be supportive of your friends. Kind of,
yeah. She's not in good shape. She's getting a lung transplant.
Oh, okay. Oh, lung transplant.
Yes.
Well, hopefully that gets her in a better place. I mean, when you need to replace the lungs, that's usually something bad's happening.
Yeah, she's got end-stage COPD.
Ooh, thanks. Okay.
She's not doing real good, so... And hopefully they get her a set of lungs before it's too late, because it's just a crapshoot.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
About 30 years.
30 years,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like once you start getting to that length of friendship, you start coming across those where it's like, hey, this is a life event. This is a big physical thing going on that people have. Even my friends are like, same thing. You know, I've known them since we were in middle school, elementary school, but like now they're like, oh yeah, my back's going bad. I need surgery. One of them passed away, and you know.
Yeah, all kinds of crap starts to happen.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and it just comes with the friend group.
Yep, you're right about that.
You from Chicago originally?
No, I actually grew up in Downers Grove.
Oh, okay, so way out there then. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Well, that's great. Yeah, great area. Downers Grove, the suburbs are real nice.
Yeah, it's a lot more uppity from when I lived there.
Oh, that's so funny. I could totally see what you mean. Yeah, that's it. You know, people have kids, and then those kids just hang out.
Yeah.
That's really, and then all of a sudden the population has doubled. And I'm from California, I hear my daughter says they're building an In-N-Out burger out in Naperville, so it's probably going to get real busy out there. But,
I've heard of that before.
Yeah, I grew up in California, and me and my daughter, we lived out there for a while, and so we were actually there for spring break last week.
Yeah.
And it was like In-N-Out burger every other day. And so she's just like, as soon as they build one, we're going, Daddy. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, it's hour and a half drive from my place, but okay, fine.
Yeah, it's... they put one of those, what the hell name of it? It's the... Hold on, I'll think of it in a second. They're big, they're actors. Whalburgers.
Oh, the Whalburgers.
Yes, there's one in St. Charles.
Oh, wow, I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah, that opened, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And it's good, but it's not that good.
Sure. That was surprising that kind of did so well. Considering, like you said, it's Mark Whalburgers.
Yep.
What's he doing? What's he know about hamburgers?
Well, him and his, now, Danny Whalburg and his wife, they live in St. Charles.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. Okay. And they said, you know what I could go for? I could go for some Whalburger burgers. They built them out there. That's funny.
Yeah.
I was just talking to, actually, somebody I dropped off where she's talking about the difference between Chicago and California and all the weather. I imagine... Is the weather a little more relaxed out in Aurora? Are the winters as bad as they are being so close to the lake, or does it?
Oh yeah, they're just as bad as the ones in Chicago. You still get lake effect snow.
Oh, okay, all right. So you just no traffic is your own.
Yeah.
That's the perk. You don't deal with the traffic. You still get the weather, but no less people. That makes sense.
Well, there's still a lot of traffic in Aurora.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody's house burned down.
Oh no. Oh yeah, this area you'll see a lot of dilapidated and a lot of boarded up and
wow.
Yeah, this is Austin still technically here, and Austin is kind of a bad part of Chicago, but you literally cross the street and it's Oak Park and it's all nice and like look at the structure of these houses. They're beautiful. I mean,
yeah, the architecture is gorgeous.
Beautiful houses. You know, but it's just the area doesn't have the same level of investment, and that's the only reason. Because these are great houses, great architecture, great neighborhoods, but they're just not built up as much as they should be.
Right. Yeah, we drove down, I think it was Chicago Avenue when we got there, when I came out here Thursday. So we drove right through Oak Park with all those houses, and they were just
beautiful
gorgeous
mansions, right? And then you cross the street and they stop. It's just literally you cross the street and you're like, oh gosh, there's boards on the windows. Okay, we should roll these up then, maybe. Yeah. You literally cross the street. It's so interesting. And I was just talking to somebody driving out here that I dropped off, and that's what they were saying. They were like, you see where you're very much in a different neighborhood, and that greenery, it makes you feel less depressed. When there's green stuff around you, you feel more relaxed, you feel less depressed. But that cuts off, and it's like, wow, what effect does that have on the people that live there? That all the trees are dead. That in Oak Park, you see there's a canopy there. You feel like you're driving through. It's really nice. But as soon as you cross the street, it's gone. It's just not there. And that's something the city could add, but they just seem like they don't. And that's one thing that's nice about Aurora, Naperville, St. Charles. There's a lot of green. There's a ton of little parks out there that you can just go for hours and hours and hours. Some places your nearest neighbor is 15 minutes down the road, 10 minutes down the road. You just have all this green space, which is really great.
Yeah, because it's like Batavia, North Aurora, Batavia, Geneva, St. Charles. Those are all river towns.
Yeah, river towns.
I lived in Batavia for 23 years.
Yeah.
But it's a good place to raise kids.
Absolutely, yeah, and it just gives them a lot of what you think kids need and want. That space to grow, space to play.
Yeah.
Safe, quiet, and I feel like that can be very beneficial.
Yeah, I'm moving out of state a week from tomorrow.
Oh, I was just going to ask, do you think you're going to be here? Is this permanent? But no, it sounds like...
I've lived in this state my entire life. So this is like... I told people I was moving out of state because I'm moving in the Ozarks.
Oh, okay.
Right in the mountains.
Missouri down there?
Arkansas.
Arkansas, Ozarks. Okay, wow, yeah.
The cost of living is like less than half of what it is in this state.
Sure. Oh, yeah. And it's warmer, right? You're not going to have to deal with the cold weather. Your body's going to be a lot more relaxed. It's not going to have to fight off the cold. That's great.
Yeah, the only thing you really have to worry about in Arkansas is storms, because the whole state's in the middle of Tornado Alley.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is, but you're going to get that. I mean, so is Illinois for that matter.
Right, exactly. Yeah, my daughter, she's here in Oak Park, and she says we get tornado warnings, tornado sirens, and you have to go into the bunker overnight, 3-4 times a year. Yeah. Ooh-wee.
Yep.
Yeah, so I get you're right there, Tornado Alley already, but easier cost of living. Have you gone out? I'm assuming you've gone out and visited and spent some time there before you moved, right?
Yeah, I bought a double wide on 3 acres for $65,000.
Oh, wow.
And it's a new double wide. It's not. It's bigger than some houses I've been in.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And you couldn't even touch the double wide up here for under that.
Oh, no way. No way.
So yeah, 3 acres, and most of it's all wooded.
Wow. Okay. So trees and forest.
Oh yeah.
And greenery. So you're not getting this. You're just getting green, which is great. A great view.
Yeah. So that's what I'm super excited about is the view.
Yeah, I bet. Well, that's gonna be great. Do you have family out there? You have friends out there?
I have good friends out there.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's important. You got to bring the community with you. Cost of living sounds so cheap. That's great.
Yes.
And this was something that actually this person was talking about. She said we visited Miami, and she's like, "There's nothing around." She likes the convenience of the city. How does that Arkansas fare as far as like convenience factor, right? Like in St. Charles, you have your towns.
I'm 7 miles outside of town. It's called it's Mountain View, but I'm in the country part of Mountain View, like 7 miles from town, which to me is no big deal.
Sure. Okay.
I will gladly drive that to do my shopping and errand running for the view. No, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, you're fine with give me the 7. I'll drive and then go back to quiet. Go back to separate from everything. Sure. That makes a lot of sense. I could see that. I'm very much a city boy. Like I was telling her, I have anxiety if I have less than 1 million people around me.
Yeah.
So she didn't think it was funny, but anyway.
Well, I used to live. This was years ago, like 30 plus years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I lived on Lakeshore Drive in Schiller,
Okay.
which is just a block south of Oak Street Beach.
Yeah.
And I could not do it again.
Oh, really?
Because
Yeah, it's hustle and bustle.
the
You're right
traffic
downtown. You're right downtown.
and it's
Yeah.
like, and you can have a vehicle, but
Sure.
they wanted like $400 a month to park my car in the building I pay rents in garage,
Yep.
and that was 30 plus years ago.
30,
I don't
yeah.
know, imagine what
It's
it is
It's
now.
1,000 now, guaranteed minimum.
And it's like if you find a parking spot, you don't want to move your car because you're going to lose it.
Yep.
So not only are you making a car payment for nothing, you
Yep.
also have to pay transportation fees to get anywhere.
Yep. City sticker. Yep.
Yep, and I was just, no.
Totally get you. Yeah, totally get you. Yeah, it's, if you like the city, if you like the bustle, it's great. You were right there by Miracle Mile and downtown and all that stuff, which
Yeah.
is great. But it's like you said, at what cost, how much expense to have a car you can't even drive? To be stuck there and then have to deal with all the people to get out of there, go out.
Right.
Totally get you. Yeah, but yeah, I lived in Los Angeles, Hollywood for like.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah,
What was that like?
like 10 years. I loved it, but again, I like being in a car, so traffic was no big deal. Like you're just driving, it's no big deal. I like that it's always green, that it's always warm, that it's eternal spring, eternal summer.
Yeah, you do have that weather down
Yeah,
there.
I loved it. I'm a lizard, so I'm like, give me the sun. I need the sunshine to work. So I loved it, but it was cost of living was through the roof. It still is. It's even worse now. Gas is like $5.50, $6 a gallon.
Jeez, really?
Yeah, if you're like, that's about where you're at all time.
Where I'm going, it's $2.99.
Okay, I'm moving too. I'll be with you in just a little bit. It's
Yep.
one of those things you don't realize, but it's like, how much does it cost to live? Like you said, the cost of living
Yep.
is a thing. And that's the thing I was talking to my daughter about. Humans are the only animals that pay to live on planet Earth. We're the only ones.
Yeah.
But here we are. We're stuck. This is the system we've created, so we're in it now. But yeah, so that sounds great. I'm assuming food is probably fresher. It's a little warmer. You don't have to deal with the cold, the freezing, the shipping stuff in. So
Exactly.
That's really great. Yeah, we were looking at. I have a friend who goes out to the Ozarks for fishing, so because they have all the lakes out there. So we were looking at that, like Airbnb it and stuff. And there's like a 3-month period in the summer where it's just like stacked with people, but then they all leave. Then they all go, and it's like the weather's still nice. It's not bad. It's still good, but summer's over for them.
Yeah, because Mountain View is tourist town. There's tons and tons and tons of festivals there.
Nice.
And my friend that lives out there, her and her husband, she's an Airbnb cleaner.
Oh, okay.
And she's making money hand over fist.
I bet.
She works for a realtor, and they just go and get these houses ready. And most of Arkansas is in that 100% totality for the eclipse Monday.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, wow.
And so she said that
Stacked up.
it's crazy.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about that. He's going to Bartlett because Bartlett is in line for it too. So he's like, I'm going to go there. He's taking the train at like 7 in the morning to get out there and go check it out. Because it's that. And so I bet that's really cool. So Monday's got to have some fun stuff with the solar eclipse. That'll be interesting. Do you have a profession or trade you're taking with you?
I'm a registered nurse, but because of I had a botched hip replacement.
Oh no.
Which is why I have to use that stupid walker.
Oh no, yeah. Botched hip replacement. Yikes.
Yeah, I got one of them infections they warn you about, and one infection turned into many more surgeries, and I'm just grateful I can walk.
Okay, well, that's great that you can. I'm glad. Yeah, health is one of those things you never expect it to go until it does, and it's always.
Yeah, it's one of those things that kind of stuff happens to other people. That doesn't happen to me.
Right. Yeah, you were there. You're a professional, right? You're right.
Oh yeah, I've seen all kinds of stuff happen, and I know. I guess I just drew the short straw that day. I don't know.
That's really it. Unfortunately, that's really it. Because I'm sure you did everything you were supposed to.
I did.
I'm sure you did. You knew. You're the professional, of course. But you're at least on the other side of it now, and on the mend back, or that's good. And infection is such an interesting thing. There's does. His name's Brian Johnson, and he's all about health and longevity, right? And what can we do to maximize the lifespan? He says, if you were to travel back in time to the 1800s, and you were to tell people the reason that babies get sick is because the doctor didn't wash their hands before they perform surgery, and the reason why people get these infections, these pustules, all this stuff that we think we thought demons were infecting you at the time. That's what they thought, because they didn't know what to explain. It was like, it's because you didn't clean the scalpel. That's all. It's just not a clean scalpel, and that infected the person.
Right.
But back then they were like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. That's witchcraft. That's voodoo. And then now he's like, what would that be for people? Like now, what's the year 3025 looking at for what we are? And so that's why he has like a lot of the modernization. But that's the thing, is like bacteria is still very much a thing we're fighting. It's still omnipresent in our life. Yeah. And it's this microscope, you can't even see it. You don't even know it's there. It's totally non-existent, but there it is. It does that thing.
So you like being an Uber driver?
I do. I really do. Yeah.
I probably would like it.
Yeah,
Get to meet a lot of different people.
And that's exactly what I like about it. I work in tech 9 to 5, like I do technology work. That's 100% remote. I don't see people all day. So this I'll do to like have a conversation. If I don't have my daughter that weekend, I'll just drive around and what I love, like I'm driving you to Aurora, when do I ever go all the way out there?
Right.
So I'm gonna shut the app off and I'm gonna look for a place to have lunch that I've never been to and just try something different while I'm out there. And that's the stuff I really enjoy. And then so I like that. I like the conversations, everybody I meet. I don't drive like after 10 p.m.
That's probably smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No drunks, no crazy Chicagoans, nothing like that. So it's very chill. It's very relaxed. It's a bright day, and I'm like, I love being in cars. I grew up fixing old muscle cars. So like being in a car, I'm happy. Everything's good. If the car's working, it's a good day. So that's the mentality I take. So I enjoy it. I'm just like, I'm going for a road trip. I've got literally nothing better to do. I'm single, and my daughter's with her mom. So
you might as well make some money. Right.
But I love the money pays for the lunch. The money pays for the lunch, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I make a little cash, and then I go and have a good lunch somewhere and put gas in the car, make the car payment, all covered. It's like, great, it all takes care of itself, and I enjoy it.
That's good.
Yeah.
What kind of food do you like to eat? I'm trying to think of a place.
Ooh, okay. So I am very much like everything. I'll eat anything under the sun. I love spicy food, but it just depends on what you'll find. I know, and I don't know if they're going to be open, but there's this place called Schmaltz, like the sandwich shop out there, that's near Naperville.
Okay.
And so like that's where I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll go to hit Schmaltz up. If not, then I'm kind of like open. So what are some of your favorite places that you'd love to go to?
I am a Portillo's fan.
Oh, absolutely.
I love Portillo's.
Absolutely. 100%. Such good fries. They're about to go national.
Yes, they are. And I remember when I was a little kid, and I'm talking little, the original Portillo's is in Villa Park on North Avenue, or it was. And it was this little hut. This was in the parking lot of, I think, the Venture. I think back then it was called I'm talking in the early 70s. And it was this little hut, and there was 3 stools. It was mostly you pick it up and you leave.
Yeah.
And I can remember sitting in the back of the station wagon with my sister eating hot dogs. But that was the only one they had. And then they blew up like crazy in Illinois.
Yep.
But yeah, I will definitely miss Portillo's.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I get you. And you know what's funny is in Los Angeles they have 2. They have 2 out there. They've had them for years because one of the family went out there. So I was like, oh, that was the thing I did miss when I lived out there. But it's like, oh, you can actually travel out to the suburbs, and there is one there. I think the very first, before they had the store, it was like a cart that they had in downtown Chicago, and then they went to that location, and then we went from there. But you're absolutely right. The fries are super good.
Yeah.
Well, that might be. I haven't had Portillo's. Probably been about 2 weeks. So, and that is, I did just come back from California. It's probably the very Chicago thing to do is to get some Portillo's.
Yeah.
Good point there.
I bet they have good fish tacos in California?
Oh,
Because I love fish tacos.
Phenomenal fish tacos. Yeah, the Baja style, the fried fish, battered fried fish.
Oh, yum.
Super good.
You're making me hungry.
But you know what? I was one of my favorite places for fish tacos is actually out here in Chicago. It's called Big Star. It's a taco spot. They're actually a whiskey bar, but they also serve tacos, and they do these amazing Bayer batter fried fish tacos. And the whole vibe, it's a great place to go when it's like nice, when it's warm. You feel like you're at the beach of Mexico, just right in Baja, California. They amazing tacos, really good food, and then they do this thing called the Big Star Margarita. It's like a mezcal margarita. So good. If you've got time before you go. But no, usually you're leaving soon, like next week, right?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday. All right, you got 7 days. You might want to. We can turn around. I'll just drive you. No, I'm joking. Yeah, but they're very, very good. But,
This sounds delicious.
Yeah, super good food. But yeah, in California, the fish tacos, that's the thing I love, is the seafood in California is just so good. I tell people, like, when I first moved out here, it took me 2 years to like the sushi.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Just because it's so fresh and so different out there. And then I had a friend who moved out there from Florida. He lived in Hollywood. And he's like, this sushi's nothing compared to the sushi in Florida.
Yeah, I'm sure, because you're right there on the ocean.
Yeah, and he's like over there, you catch a fish, you cook it and eat it that day. You know, I'm like, you just can't beat that freshness. It just doesn't exist out here.
No, because there's nowhere to fish out here.
Yeah. And not ocean fish, it's lake fish, which has a totally different taste.
Yes, it tastes dirty. It does.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, it does have that gamey lake quality taste.
Yep, that mud taste.
Yeah. What is Arkansas known for? Do they have any like food stuff that it's like, oh, this is the thing you got to try?
That I don't know yet. I know there's freaking armadillos everywhere out there, and I did not expect to see those in Arkansas.
Oh yeah, but I guess they would be, huh?
But I guess look at those two choppers. How they're flying.
They're
and how
military.
close that plane is.
Yeah, those are like military, right? Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those.
Those are Black Ops choppers.
Gotta be. Maybe, yeah. Wonder what they're doing.
I wonder what they're up there for. I'm nosy.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah, I think you can eat armadillos, right? So I bet you they're probably on the
I have no idea.
And I know there's also Nutri-Rat, those like big rats, the Nutras. So those are a food thing out there in the south.
I know there's bears.
Bears. Oh yeah, it's okay. So
I know you see bears.
get some meat, get some bear out there. Okay, that's interesting. See, now I'm very curious. Now I really want to go out there and try some stuff. So, yeah, I wonder.
And at nighttime, like the dark there is way different than the dark here because we have all this light pollution.
Yes.
They don't have any of that down there.
So you get to see all the stars.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I'm like an at best amateur photographer. It's just a hobby. But I'm excited about taking some really awesome pictures out there.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I bet. Those great night shots. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, that's great. You know, and it changes scenery. I think it does something to you as a person. It's like a new part of your life, a new chapter, right?
Yeah.
And be home, reinvent yourself, and maybe give yourself an eye patch and just don't tell people where it came from. Nobody knows yet. It's great. Other than Portillo's, what's something you're gonna miss from out here?
Mexican food. Because Aurora's got good Mexican food.
That's what I hear. They pushed out a lot of people in Chicago into Aurora. So
Yeah,
that's what I
they
hear.
have really good Mexican food in Aurora. I'm gonna miss, things like that. And I mean, I know a lot of stuff I'm not gonna miss. One is traffic.
Sure. Yeah, I get you. And I imagine too, it's not as much of the like Costco, World Market, right? All these strips and all these big stuff. It's like out there, you probably got a couple of small grocery stores, a couple of restaurants.
Yeah, there's a Walmart. That's and there's an Aldi's.
All
So
wow.
those are your choices for grocery shopping. And I guess if you want to do major shopping, we got to go about 40, 50 miles away.
Wow.
It's also a dry county.
Okay, so no alcohol or anything there. Okay.
I went to the liquor store and bought three bottles of that. It's the new Blackberry Crown Royal.
Okay.
I bought 3 bottles of that to take with. I'm not going without that.
I get you. Are you, you're flying out there, I'm guessing, or are you going to
No, driving.
Oh, you're going to drive. Okay. How long's the drive?
About 9 hours.
Okay, 9 hours. Yeah, okay. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's about 9 hours from Aurora.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it was about that because I think I drove to Atlanta, and Atlanta's about 10 to 12 hours.
Yes,
Right
it
on
is.
the way. Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, so you've got some alcohol for the drive, so you'll be all set.
Yeah, it's time for a change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's interesting. It's a dry county too. Like
Yeah.
the reasoning behind that, and then they get to it, and then it's like, well, it's been this way for so long. Changing laws just takes forever, so it's just not going to happen. But I imagine they probably also have really good southern food. I'm imagining, right? Like in that area, that's got to be.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what they do with the armadillos and bears. Not that
I know. Yeah. And my friends that live out there, she says she's seen a bear twice.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And I'm like, well, was it like far away? And she's like, yeah, it was, because there's a lot of country roads out there.
Yeah.
She said it was just running along in the, by the tree line, but you could see, it was a big black bear. You could see it plain as day.
Wow. I think, what is it, the black bears or the brown bears? There's one that's not as bad and one that is. I don't remember which.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I remember, and I bet you, I wonder if it was filmed in Arkansas. There's just this video of like a black bear that's coming up to a house, and it's like on a porch, and there's a little girl there, and she has a little southern accent. She's like, "Can I pet that dog?" And they're like, "No." She's like, "Can I pet that dog?" And they're like, "No, you can't. Like, get away from the bear."
Yeah, it's not a dog.
It's not a dog. And she's like, "No, and she just wants to pet it." It's like, nope. And so it's just a question. They become life like what you used to out there. Where I grew up, we had mountain lions. That was our thing. Big old mountain lions. But,
I'm sure they've got them out there.
they're everywhere. That's the thing. They're all over the United States. Yeah. But, yeah, that's interesting. I think, didn't they used to have bears out here? I know they used to have wolves up north.
There's a lot of coyotes in this state, but I've never heard of bears in Illinois. Now, maybe up by the Wisconsin border, or maybe.
But you're right, coyotes also another. Tons of coyotes.
So now, do you live in the city?
I do, yeah. I live, right where Lakeshore Drive ends on the north side?
Yeah.
I'm right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right there. Which I like, again, what I like about it is like you don't feel like you're in the city. It's very quiet. I'm right by the college. I'm 2 blocks from the lake. But if I want to get downtown, it's 10 minutes.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of best of both. I have just a million restaurants. My daughter's like, you don't have to leave the neighborhood. She says you have everything, every type of food. There's grocery stores. There's a hospital around the corner. She's like, the only thing you have to leave to do is buy a car. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I like that level of convenience, definitely.
Yeah, convenience is nice.
Yeah.
And it's like, and to live out there, I mean, when you're not in town, you do need to be organized, because you can't, I forgot milk, and it would just be a pain in the ass, honestly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and like where I was, so like my house is here, and there's an Aldi's and a Whole Foods, like both half a block away.
That's nice.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, this convenience is unbeatable. And then there's a Whalburgers, and then there's like a million different, literally Thai food, Chinese food, Mexican food, Indian food, Ethiopian food, a burger spot, a little like everything fried food, and 2 coffee shops, all like on my block. I just do this. I can just do this an hour. Which is it's like, oh, that's amazingly convenient. Plus the train. Like I tell my daughter, if we want to go anywhere in the world, you get on the red line right here, and you can take it to O'Hare.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and then you're just anywhere in the world. It's just like that. So yeah, it's definitely very convenient.
This Morton Arboretum.
Amazing.
Have you been to the light show there at Christmas time?
No, I haven't.
It's called the Illumination of Lights Festival,
Okay.
and it starts right before Thanksgiving. It goes on till the first week in January.
Oh, wow.
But it's rated the best light show in the country.
Wow, okay.
And next year, you should take your daughter. It's
Absolutely.
definitely something to see.
I'm absolutely going to. We'll stop at the In-N-Out Burger that they're building, and then
Yep.
we'll go there. Yeah, she lives in Oak Park with her mom and like splits time, and so she goes to school, and they took them on a thing for the Arboretum, but it was like the springtime, so they got to see all that stuff.
Okay,
But we
very
didn't get
cool.
to do the winter, so I definitely want to do
Yeah.
too. I didn't even know they did one. That's cool. Yeah, it's funny. She was actually born in Aurora because that's just the hospital her mom picked. So she was born out there, but then we lived here in the burbs, like way by the lake.
Okay.
And so every now and then I'll make it out. It's like, oh, there's a hospital my baby was born. I need to go. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to miss the congestion of living up here.
Sure.
So there's some people I'm really going to miss,
Sure.
but that's what they make cars and planes for. So
Exactly, right? It's just it's a trip to visit, no big deal every now and then. And it's not like you see them every day necessarily. Most
Right.
Right. It's like, all right, just playing it out a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny because, like, to me, again, I'm very much a city boy. I like millions of people around me at all times.
yeah.
So, like, here, I'm like, this is too quiet. Like, I start to be like, where's all the people? Like, where's all this stuff? Because it's just
Too quiet.
too quiet. Yeah, it's so funny. And I used to actually, one of my jobs before I moved back to California and then back here was out here in Naperville. And so I would come out here, and I remember being like, it's just so quiet. There's just nothing out here to be.
Yeah.
But where you're going, there's really nothing. There's just no light. I'm assuming they don't even have street lights at night, right? It's just dark.
Out there, no.
Wow. I had some friends of mine. They got married out in the Pacific Northwest, out in Washington, and they were at this place where it was just like you got to drive for like an hour and a half through nothing, through mountains, all these winding hills. Your cell phone doesn't work out there, all this stuff. And they were like, come stay. It's like I got a cabin, and I was out there, and I left early because I was like, I have major anxiety being out here. Like, it's just too quiet for me. I've seen enough scary movies to know what happens.
To know better.
Yeah. Thank you. And it was, I remember I left early. I had switched my flight. I was driving back, and I was like on the highway, like going through the mountains. I was still driving the highway, and then I saw Starbucks and Target like over here. I went, oh. Okay, I'm back in civilization because there was a Target and a Starbucks.
Yeah, there's your spots right there.
Yeah, that was my normalcy. I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'm good. I'm all right. It was so interesting because I have a friend. He's very much the opposite. He lives in Grays Lake, and he just sold his house in Grays Lake to literally be a nomad. He became Buddhist. He's like, I'm getting rid of everything. So I'm like, okay, fine, man. Great. You know, he gave me some computer equipment, so I got some free stuff out of it. That was nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but he's like, he sold his house, he's on the road, he's out doing whatever. But he liked Grays Lake because he was like, there's no one. He says, there's no crime. It's just quiet. It's calm. And I go out there and I have anxiety because I'm like,
There's a big military base, a naval base in Grays Lake.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's it. I'm like, that's all there is. It's quiet. There's no people. There's the naval base. And it's just too quiet. I'm like, no way. And he stayed with me in the summer, and he's like, I think I'm gonna get shot every time I walk around in your neighborhood. And I'm like, I'm in the safest neighborhood in Chicago. Like, it's super quiet. And he's like, it's too nuts. There's too many people. He would have to sleep with
earplugs. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, how? It was so interesting. He and I had completely different experiences in the same place. And then so I come out from that to here, and I'm like, this feels like that level of quiet that I'm like, where's all the stuff? Where's the people? And it's so interesting. But I think one of these days I'm going to have to take like 2 weeks and just go to the middle of nowhere and let my body like calm down and adjust to that.
Yeah, and just de-stress yourself.
Yeah, I think there's very much that go that comes with the city life that
Yeah.
I'm very much stuck in. I feel like probably.
And my new place, I mean, I have 4 bedrooms.
Oh wow.
But this was just too good of a deal to
Oh,
turn down.
Oh, so is that an invite? I'll come right now.
You sure can. You can come anytime you want.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. You have 4 bedrooms. A lot
4
of space.
bedrooms,
Nice.
yeah. I'm going to put on a back deck.
Oh, that's great.
Because I'm going to put up a back deck and outside motion lighting.
Nice.
'Cause
Yeah.
you need lighting out there.
Just in case something.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a great price. Yeah, if you bought the whole house, so do you have a lot fee associated with it, or some taxes, or
No.
Just...
Because it was 3 acres of property.
Ah, okay. So you bought the property.
Yep.
So you have to lock
Property
it up.
house was a little like 65.6, I think I paid.
Sure. Okay.
And you can touch that up here for. Well, there is no property like that up here, not really.
Yeah, no way.
But, and I'm like, that can't be right.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that, like you said, acreage, like that's just the thing that's not on the market as much anymore.
I think my property taxes are $800 a year.
Wow, I think I'm paying that a month. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and that's, like with the work I do, I work in technology, like you could go remote. There's a lot of people that did that push.
Yeah.
It's very feasible, but it's like, yeah, it's really, you just pick the life you want. Do you want to be the type that says, hey, we're going shopping today? It's going to be an all-day event. We're going to take 40 minutes to go out of town and hit up these little,
Yep.
and then go back, and it's a thing like that. Yeah, that's definitely a change.
And that will be exactly what I do. Because I love to shop.
Yeah.
Love it. And just pick a day and go and spend the whole day shopping, get some really good food, and then come back to quiet.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're going to have a lot more extra cash to be able to do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty great, too. Yeah, that's great. I remember I brought my daughter, I think it's this one or Farnsworth. There's like a pumpkin patch out here that we went to. That you cruise out that way. I remember it's past the outlets, and then there's a pumpkin patch.
Say there's Sunny Acres, which is out on Route 59.
That's the one.
And my kids grew up going there. That's where I took my boys when they were little.
Yeah, that's the
And that's in West Chicago.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a little further out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, okay, yeah. That I remember we passed the outlets, and I was like, I think it's around here somewhere.
And then there's another one out in I don't know what town you would consider it, but it's Anderson Farms.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a big pumpkin patch thing, but not as cool as Sunny Acres does.
Yeah. Sunny Acres, I remember had a lot to it, which is cool. Yeah, I took my daughter. We did like a tour because there's like there's a ton of them in all the burbs of all these little different farms that do it. So I was like, let's just go to all of them and see what they do
And check them
what
out.
they like, yeah. And so that was just a great way to fill some weekends. Because that's the thing they don't, tell you about it. It's like, listen, when you have kids, you have to entertain them or they'll destroy your stuff.
Yes, they will.
Just like dogs. You gotta keep them busy or they'll chew everything.
Yeah, I kept my boys very, very busy.
You have to. How many boys? Just the 2?
I have 2.
Okay. How old are they now?
Oh, they're grown, 36 and 33.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right around mine. That's how that goes. You just gotta keep them entertained and you gotta keep them alive. Those are the 2 things.
Those are the 2. You're right.
That's it. You got the grandkids. They squeezing out kids of their own.
I have a 4-year-old grandson.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, Garrison people, it's really going to hurt to leave.
Yeah.
But it's time.
Oh, for sure. Eventually they'll come visit Grandma. I'm sure it's going to.
Oh
be
yeah,
a different vibe.
they'll come.
Yeah, you got the rooms for them. You got the space, and yeah, there you go. If you own the lot, you could put another double wide for a visitor.
Yeah.
There was I saw. I was like, if I had the money, there was an actor where he bought a place. Nathan Fillion. I don't know if you know him. He's in some show recently, and he said he bought a place, some property in Mykonos in Greece, and he put 3 houses on it. He says, this is my house, that's the guest house, and this is the house that we hang out in if we're going to meet together.
Right.
And I'm like, if I had money, that's what I would do. Here's the guest place, here's my place, and that's the hangout. That way it's all separate. You don't gotta.
Right. You know, it's about people worrying, tearing up your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I stayed at my mom's this last week, and I could tell by the end of the week she was very ready for me to leave. So it's just how that was. And I was the same way. I was like, I could really use my own bed right now.
Right.
And yeah, that's something to it. Yeah, I'm definitely ready for lunch as soon as I jump you off. That's what I love. So with the Uber, I go, I turn off the app, and then I turn on the GPS, and I just go, what's around? Where's a restaurant? Where's a place I've never been? And I'll just see if there's something I could find.
Yeah, there's definitely some good food in this city.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe it.
There's a lobster truck in Naperville.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it Happy Lobster or a different one?
It's a different one, but if you Google it, you'll find it. Yeah, it's they actually have a restaurant, and then there's a food truck that goes all over the place.
Nice. Okay.
And their food, they have this lobster sandwich, and it's just got big hunks of lobster meat
That's
on
awesome.
it, and it is so freaking good.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, I'll see it there in town. That sounds great. Yeah, because I remember last time I was out here, and that's what surprised me is there was this like a strip mall of like all Asian stuff. It was all like a little Asian market.
Really?
Yeah, and then inside they had a bunch of little Asian restaurants and all this stuff, and then it's all like little stores all around, and then that was like a mall, and then the strip itself had a ton of other little spots too. And
Very cool.
Yeah, not far from here, but I was super surprised. I was like, oh wow, I wouldn't even think this was out here, but yeah, that's what I love, like those little just interesting things you wouldn't know. That's what and this is why I like the Uber. That's why I'm fascinated. Like, I'm always like, how do people live? What's life look like for people out here? What's the everyday?
Yeah.
And when you see that kind of stuff, I'm always so curious by it. It's so interesting.
I mean, it's pretty fast paced out here. Not too far off from the city,
Sure.
and there's just everything. Everything you think of is here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very popular suburb. Aurora, Naperville, very popular suburbs. I think, what is it, Aurora? I think for a couple of years, it was Aurora, Naperville was like the best place to raise a family in the United States. Like, they would test it out, and they're like the best schools.
Yeah, Naperville
safe,
is they was voted the best place in the country.
Yep.
To start a family.
Start a family. Yeah.
But the property taxes out there, I mean, that's DuPage County,
Yep, exactly.
are insane.
Yeah. Right, but they got great colleges, great schools, so of course the taxes are going to be higher to pay for the schools. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like they just keep building and building out here, and like houses are right on top of each other.
Oh yeah.
That
Yes.
part I'm not going to miss at all.
I get it. Just have that little bit of space.
Yeah.
A little bit of nobody around. I get it. Yeah, I'm very much the opposite. I'm very much the like, I need my neighbor's wall touching my wall. Yeah, that's the house I like. I'm just like, yeah, everybody around. Yeah, that is. I bought a house, but it's a townhome, so I do share a wall.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and I do, and I'm like, it's nice, it's chill, it's relaxing. My neighbors are very quiet. One of them actually isn't even there, so like it's empty. So that's cool, but it's like.
But they're there.
But they're there. Well, actually, that one, she moved out. She unfortunately she lost the home. She wasn't paying her taxes.
Oh.
So
no.
she like set it on fire. When she left. And so.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so like, fortunately, her daughter like was there and like called the fireman department and like got him. And her daughter was a nurse too, and really jumped on it. The fire didn't spread, didn't get into my house or anything. It smelled like a burned marshmallow in my house for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Maybe a little longer, but other than that, it was fine. But same thing. It was because we shared a wall. Like that was a whole experience.
I bet it was.
Have to deal with. But now the place sold. Somebody bought it dirt cheap, and he had to gut it and redo all that work. And he's still about 6 to 7 months out of before he can actually move in.
Oh wow.
but we'll see. But it's again, it's quiet, and you don't feel like you're in the city, but you would probably hate it. It's probably way too loud. Because it is. I'm on Broadway, right there, Broadway, right by the lake.
Yep,
So,
I know exactly where that is.
There's a lot of street noise, a lot of people. I hear the train. I don't even notice it anymore. But when people come visit, they're like, "You have a train?" Like, oh yeah, I was like, "Yeah, it's right there." It's
Yeah, and after a while, it's true you don't hear it anymore.
I just don't.
I mean,
But-
and I used to be like you, but
Yeah.
I'm 57,
Oh, okay.
so I'm ready for quiet.
I get you. Yeah, and the city just let me know. They're like, hey, we're giving you a notice. We're doing 24-hour construction on the train behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be happening for 8 days. So get ready for that. I'm just like, oh, no. Okay, well, hopefully I learned to drown it out. We'll see. Well,
And it's the house where you see that wooden porch,
mm-hmm.
the gray house, right there.
Gray house wooden porch.
Yep.
Here. All right, let me get your walker. I'll
Okay.
bring it right around for you.
All right, thank you.